I'd like to welcome everyone. And for many years, I was teaching goal mapping on my own. But I'm delighted to say I found my soulmate, the love of my life, Vicky, who's smiling next to me on the screen here. Give a wave, Vicky, so people know who you are. And we help run the goal mapping community together. So we're partners in life as well as partners in work. And it's a real joy today to have so many existing certified trainers and coaches and therapists with goal mapping on the call. I can see Zofia there, and really delighted to have my great teacher and second mother to me, Bruna Ferrari, from Italy, and her daughter, Isabella, two of the most longest standing goal mapping certified people. Marion as well from Ireland, also on the call, and Felix from Nigeria joining, who's done such fantastic work with helping children and goal mapping and education. We're going to start the presentation very soon. If you're an existing coach or trainer with goal mapping, please do share your experience of it. It will really help other people that are finding out about goal mapping. Maybe mention the best goal that goal mapping's helped you achieve, or the best goal that it's helped you have a breakthrough with your client or client success, so that people get a sense of what can be achieved with goal mapping. Vicky's going to be answering questions through the presentation in the chat. So if you have questions as we go through, you can write them in the chat. Of course, we will make time also at the end of the presentation to answer any live questions, take any live comments anyone wants to share. I'll go into the presentation shortly. And of course, we are recording it. So you have access to the recording afterwards. There may be certain parts you want to wind back to and watch again. This is a genuine masterclass stroke workshop with a lot of information to help you as a coach and a trainer. It's not just a presentation. So if you have a notepad and pen, it will serve you today. We also have an online journal, which many of you have already received. And those of you that haven't had the online journal and wish it, I'll be showing where you can access that, and of course the recording and all of the other resources. And you have those resources for as long as you want. We don't make them time limited in any way. So I'm going to go into the presentation now. And as I just said, if you have comments and questions, then please do write them in the chat. It really does serve and help people. I'm just going to spotlight my screen and start to move through the presentation. So if you don't know me, my name is Brian Main, and I've been teaching personal development for 33 years this year. And although I've changed quite a lot over the years, as you can see from this old photo, the message that I've been presenting over the years has remained consistent. I believe in my heart of hearts that your thoughts shape and create your reality. The way each of us think about ourselves and about life influences our attitudes, the decisions we make, the behaviors that we engage in. And so your thoughts help to shape who you are as a person in yourself, but also, of course, through your decisions and actions, they're helping to shape your life. The main system that I've used to help people think their best thoughts is goal mapping. And here's one of my oldest, most important goal maps, because it's showing my big goal, which is to help lift 7 million lives. We estimate that goal mapping has reached about 6 million people, a little more than that around the world, and over 1 million children in education. So I've got a way to go to reach the 7 million, but gradually, with everybody's help, we've got a growing community of coaches. We're really making a lot of progress. Now, if you're new to goal mapping, a goal map is a little bit like a vision board but it's more than that. It's like a vision board combined with smart goals, plus, 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 because it contains a lot of different aspects. And this is what we're going to explain today, both how the goal mapping technique works and how it combines with the mindset workshop and some of the simple science that underpins it all that you can use with your clients. Goal mapping is both a technique that you can do on paper, face to face. And next week, I've got a corporate workshop and we'll be using paper templates and people will be drawing their goal maps. And we also have a digital platform where you can coach people from, and anyone can go and create a digital goal map, which is infinitely more powerful than paper-based. And I'll explain why as we go through the presentation today. As well as being a technique for how to set goals, goal mapping is also a mindset workshop. And we'll be looking at some of the important content today from the mindset workshop. If you're a coach, a trainer, a therapist, or if you're aspiring to be so, a lot of people going through a career change where they're giving up corporate work and they're looking to have their own business as a coach or a trainer. If there are times that you find it hard to get your clients to follow through and get the breakthrough they're looking for, if you're looking for a simple yet really powerful tool to add to your coaching toolkit, if you want to increase your clients without expensive online marketing, or if you're looking for a mindset workshop, maybe to add to something you already do, or if you want to make that life change and start your own business, then today is absolutely for you, because we are going to cover information on all these different aspects. And in the masterclass today, we'll be running for around about 2 hours, a little bit less maybe. We're going to look at why some forms of goal setting don't really work for people. Because many people try setting goals and they don't achieve them, and there's a reason for that. And so we're going to explore that later today and also explore why goal mapping works. And to explain why goal mapping works, we need to look at a little bit of the science behind goal mapping and the history of how goal mapping has evolved. In particular, we're going to examine the power of whole brain activation, because this is one of the keys to understanding the success of goal mapping, why it's reached so many people and helped so many people of different ages and in different walks of life. I'd also like to introduce you to our special Certified Success Center, where you can watch the guided visualization and instruction to create your own goal map, absolutely free. And you can create a map for whatever you want. My suggestion is, if you're interested in coaching and training, if you're already a coach or a trainer, then maybe create a goal map to help build and advance your own training and coaching business. We're also going to look at a piece of very ancient science that doesn't seem to be understood by so many modern trainers, and it's the science of how you write powerful affirmation. And this is absolutely essential in order to set goals in the correct way. But again, we'll explain this in detail as we move through the presentation today. And then finally, we'll look at the opportunity of becoming certified in goal mapping. We have 3 different levels of certification: coach level, facilitator, practitioner. And we'll explain these as we move forward. First of all, I'd like to explain why I am so passionate about goal mapping. It's 31 years this year that I've been teaching the system, and I get very emotional about it sometimes. And if I explain why, it'll give you a deeper understanding into how the technique has evolved. We are all of us treading a path through life, and it changes. Sometimes unexpectedly. We can't always see what is coming later in our life. And my life path has been a little unusual. I was born into a traveling funfair family. And on both sides of my family, I'm related to the oldest circus families in England. Smart Circus and Chipperfield Circus. This is my great uncle and his wife who were performers in the circus. This is my great grandmother with her travelling show. This is her wagon and fun fair. This is a London fun fair called Pinner Street Fair. And all of my family still travel. My sister was recently at Pinner Street Fair opening her amusement. This is my brother-in-law and my cousin and my nephew and their children. Now, this picture is particularly meaningful for me because this was my father's fun fair. And this picture was taken the year I was born, 1961. And as well as travelling with the fun fair, my father would take it every year to the seaside on the Isle of Wight, and he would open up the fun fair for the tourist trade. And we would stay on the Isle of Wight for the summer, and then we would go back to the fun fairs, and we had a winter base just outside of London. So growing up, I always had 3 or more different homes each year. And I had 3 different sets of friends each year, and I didn't have much school each year. I'd always have 2 or more schools, no school while we travelled with the fun fair. And I left school early. I left school just before I was 13. And that may sound strange to you, but in the fun fair community, it was normal. And my brother left at 13, my sister, my cousins, my friends, everyone left at 13. And the reason is that funfair people don't value qualifications so much because there are no career opportunities in the funfair. It's a self-employed existence. And so most funfair children, they will leave school around 13 and they will work full-time with the family and they will become a young entrepreneurs. And so I left school at 13. I worked with my father, both with the fun fair, but also with his amusements on the Isle of Wight. He owned the pier here, you can see in the background. And my 13th birthday present was this rocket-shaped bubblegum machine. My father taught me about business and to save money and reinvest. And so I bought a pinball machine the next year. And my big business breakthrough at 15, I was one of the first people in the UK to have a Space Invaders, which I did very well from. And then at 18, I took the family business in a new direction. I became the youngest person in England to be given a license to open a disco. And I opened the disco in 1981. I was just 19 at the time, and it became really successful. Really popular. We had people coming from all over England. We had pop stars and celebrities coming. It was quite an unusual place. People had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. This is me at 19 with my face paint and frilly shirt, which was the fashion at the time. I was a DJ for 10 years. This is my DJ box, a blue crystal and a big gorilla hand. And we had a lot of good publicity. The place became very well known. I run it together with my younger brother, George. You can see here on the picture. And we ran the club for 13 years. Did very well, had a lot of fun. But every so often life changes and the change can be unexpected. And it's not always a change that's created by you. Sometimes life around you changes and it's outside of your immediate control. And the change that came for me that ended this chapter of my life was a change in tourism. In the late 1980s, early 90s, English people stopped taking their main summer holiday in England, and instead they went abroad to places like Italy, Isabella, or to Greece or to Spain. My customers mostly went to Ibiza because that was the new party island that everyone was going to, and people stopped coming to the Isle of Wight. And it became a really sad time. Lots of the old family businesses on the Isle of Wight that have been around since Victorian times, they all went out of business. And my family's business was one of those that suffered. And so the disco closed down and I lost what seemed like everything in my life at that time. I went from being very wealthy to owing £1 million of family debt. My home was repossessed. My marriage crashed with all of the pressure of the situation. I had no qualifications because I never finished school. I left just before I was 13. I had no real work experience. I'd only worked for myself or my father. Never had a proper job at that time. And I couldn't read or write properly, partly because of my traveling lifestyle, but mostly because I have dyslexia. Now, life was looking very dark and I was very scared. I didn't know what to do. My mother and father were 65 and had recently retired, and suddenly everything had gone wrong. Their home was due to be repossessed as well because they put it up for security. And I sat many days in my old bedroom just waiting for the repossession people to come, not really knowing what I could do to try and turn the situation around. Sometimes when things are really, really dark in your life, it's actually just before a turning point. It's often darkest just before the dawn. And the light that came to shine for me was that I was introduced into sales as a career. I was recruited as a direct salesperson by some friends. And through that, I met an amazing life coach who became my first coach and mentor, a man named Mike Rosewarne, who started to teach me about the power of positive thinking and the science of effective goal setting. And it felt like a lifeline. And in particular, this man showed me how I could use positive thinking to improve my performance at work because it was the lowest performance in the team. More importantly, he showed me how I could use personal development, positive thinking, and goal setting to overcome my learning challenges and teach myself to read. It took me 1 year to teach myself to read well, and it felt like being given a key that set me free. I wanted to read everything just because I could. And this guy was such a great coach. He said, don't waste your time reading the newspapers. It's mostly bad news. And don't bother with comics and magazines. Read the information that's going to help you change your life. Read more personal development. And I become fascinated in personal development. I learned to speed read. I would read a book a week. This man had a huge personal development library. Everything that I read that made sense, I applied it into my life, and life improved. And my performance at work went from the lowest in the team to the highest. Lots of people wanted to know, well, how have you achieved that? And so I started to make regular presentations, not for any money, just because I wanted to share with people about the latest techniques and principles I'd learned in all the different personal development books I was reading. And gradually, as people were starting to use those techniques themselves, their results were improving. And so I started spending more and more time making presentations. And then I had a really fortunate break. Somebody recommended me to a big training company in London that had set up, and they had the licenses to teach the work of people like Tony Robbins, Stephen Covey, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Paul McKenna. And they recruited me and started training me in all of these different people's techniques. And I would go around the UK making presentations on the principles of success. Now, this is a really important point. Long-term success in any area of our life is never an accident. It's purposeful. You can have a chance, random success like winning the lottery, but you really can't duplicate it, not even if you buy a lot of tickets. Long-term success in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships, it's purposeful. There are fundamental principles in life, like the law of cause and effect, that govern the very process of achievement, creation, and success. If you learn the principles and you live in harmony with them, you apply them to your life, they help you to be successful. But you must have all of the principles in alignment. If one is out of place, your power to achieve is reduced. These fundamental principles of success can be learned and applied by anyone. And if we have them in harmony, we unlock our potential to create our chosen desires. And when I would go around the United Kingdom making presentations on this and the power of positive thinking, so many people would say to me, why wasn't I taught this in school? Why didn't somebody explain this to me when I was younger? It would have made such a difference. And it really started the question in my own mind, why are we not teaching it in school? And what is the very best way of setting goals? Because there seems to be lots of people with different opinions. I focus my reading down only to books on goal setting. For a whole year, I only read books on goal setting. I spoke to all the experts around the world, people like Tony Robbins and Stephen Covey, asking what their opinion was. And different people had different ideas about what was best with goal setting. Then driving my car at midnight through the centre of London, I had a flash come to my mind, which is goal mapping. And I saw the whole thing complete. I didn't sit down and design it. I saw it and then had to work out what I saw. It was like a gift from the universe. And I knew instantly this is an answer to my question about how to set goals in the most powerful way. And the key principle is the combination of words and pictures. Words written as affirmation, pictures and imagery creating the visualization. Together, they stimulate whole brain activation, which helps us with conscious self-manifestation, that we're creating our chosen desires. This is one of my very early goal maps from 1996. I'm expressing in the map, I want to write a goal mapping book. I want to speak in lots of countries around the world. I want to speak in a church as well as a business, a school, be on TV, radio. All of these things have happened. In fact, they started to happen really quite quickly. The goal mapping book has never been out of print. It's translated into many different languages, Italian here, but also German. We have Spanish here, simplified Chinese, French as well. And the English edition is in now its second edition. I've shared the stage with some of the world's top speakers, like Keith Cunningham, Brenda Bouchard, Janet Atwood, Judy May Murphy from Ireland, John Gray, the man who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women From Venus. In fact, he included a passage on goal mapping in his last book, and T. Harv Eker. I've spoken in more than 30 countries, sometimes to very big audiences, like here in Belgium. And there's been a lot of good media over the years. This article from CNN about using goal mapping to help you advance your career, and various magazine articles that have helped to spread the word. And now a little more than 6 million people being reached and helped with goal mapping, including in that 6 million is over 1 million students in education, both primary school, secondary and university, graduate students in more than 30 countries. And we now have more than 1,600 coaches. We started the certification program in 1999 with a group of 10 people in my own home, and now it's expanded and we have, I think it's 1,641. Some of the coaches are world leading coaches like Tony Robbins, who has his own goal setting system. He doesn't need to pay me to run goal mapping workshops for him, but he does for his top clients. I've run so many workshops for Tony. It's great to have his endorsement here. Brian is one of the best at helping people create a world-class blueprint for their life, not just goals, but sustainable success. And this is a really important point. Once you know goal mapping, it's a life skill and you can use it again and again and again and again. It's not only lifelong, it's life-wide. It's a really universal system for success that you can use in many different areas. So everything I'm going to share with you today is available for you to help you in your coaching and training. You have materials that you can use as a certified coach, and even if you choose not to take up the opportunity of becoming certified in goal mapping, you can still benefit from using the materials. Whether you want to work one-to-one as a coach or run half-day workshops or the practitioner level for conference speaking and whole-day workshops or two-day retreats. My big goal, as I mentioned a little while ago, is to reach 7 million people in my lifetime. And the books have sold very well. We've sold hundreds and hundreds of thousands of copies of the books. I make presentations every week around the world somewhere, very often now online. But the thing that has really helped to reach the most people is the fantastic, and I say it again, fantastic community of heart-centered people, some of them here on the call today, who have taken the certification, and we all help each other to share goal mapping with as many people as we can. And now more than 1,600 coaches, some working in corporate, some in public, some in education, and some will work across all three areas because they have a passion to help young people. They want to run public workshops, but of course they are also involved in corporate training. The youngest coach joining was just 14 years old. He's now 18. Our oldest coach is in her 80s. And people teach goal mapping to the community of their choice. So the 14-year-old was teaching it to other teenagers. And the person in her 80s was teaching it to retired people. They come from many different walks of life. The thing that unites them is that they have a passion for making a difference in the world. Now, whatever type of coach or trainer you are or aspire and plan to be for your future, helping your clients achieve their goals is fundamental to success. That's why clients come. They want help to achieve something. They either want to change themselves or they want to change something in their life. That's a goal. Helping people achieve their goals brings us more success, because when you help someone achieve something meaningful, I've got a huge folder of letters from people that have achieved something with goal mapping and they want to write and tell me about it. Well, they want to work with you again. They become raving fans. And not only do they want to work with you again, but they want to tell other people about you. Siv Tuve here is one of our coaches in Norway. Now, listen to what she has to say. When I started as an executive leadership coach, and I remember when she started out in 2019, finding goal mapping was a big moment for me because it gave me a concrete structure and a tool I've been looking for. The coach training was easy to learn and I was quick to start using it with my clients who found it simple to use yet powerful in the results. Now, these are just some of the big organizations that have benefited from goal mapping. And here's the point I want to make. These organizations asked for goal mapping. There wasn't a salesperson that went and sold it to them. They asked for it based on the recommendation of executives that had already received goal mapping somewhere else and have been headhunted into a new organization and recommended get goal mapping in because it's so motivational for all of our team and it's going to give them this fantastic tool for setting their goals. All of these big organizations, they all asked for goal mapping. You see, a lot of people spend an absolute fortune in marketing. I never have. The strength of the goal mapping system means that I've built the network of coaches and all of these big companies and all the education work through the power of recommendation. Because when you help someone achieve something meaningful, they will always recommend you to others. So in addition to the corporate work, the thing that's so often in my heart is helping students in education. And here, Emily from Italy, who I was with just a few weeks ago, running a workshop together with her, and Isabella, who's here on screen today. Her passion has often been teaching goal mapping to students in education, and she's been in the news for her work in helping to lift young lives. Felix here from Nigeria, and he's on the call today, has been unstoppable since he becomes certified in goal mapping. Look, 35,000 students across 4 different countries that he's helped. I expect the numbers even higher now because I haven't checked in with him for a little while about how many students he's reached, but it really is phenomenal. And the first of the students that Felix has been sharing goal mapping with is lifted their aspiration, and they've gone to university and they're studying to be professionals, doctors, lawyers, teachers. It just warms my heart when I hear these stories. Closer to home, here in Scotland, John Alexander is using goal mapping with young apprentices. We also have goal mapping in sport. This is Kathleen Konya, 3 times world champion kickboxer. She's also one of the certified coaches, and as well as using goal mapping in her sport, and she says it gave her the edge. It was like a supercharged visualization that helped her win the world championships. She's also using goal mapping for corporate training. She did a really big program with the leadership of Lego just a little while ago. We have sports clubs, football clubs like Blackburn Rovers and Spurs and Ulster Rugby Team using goal mapping. We've got mountain climbers and adventurers that use and teach goal mapping. Suzanne here from the UK, who became a coach about a year ago, has a passion for adventure, and she entered for the Great Norse Run. It's a run, a marathon across Iceland. And she did a goal map that you can see here on the screen of her achieving the Great Norse Run. And as you can see, she's got a medal for completing it. This is Louise, who was a primary school teacher. And although she liked it, she didn't love it because her passion was to become a sculptress. And she read the goal mapping book. She got in touch with me. She created her goal map. She changed her life. And she has won so many medals now for her work. This gold medal from Florence. She's also got gold medals from academies in New York. And her sculpture has become world renowned. She credits it all with goal mapping that helped her make that big change in her life. Likewise, here's Sandra. Sandra was on a goal mapping workshop years ago. She became inspired. She did her goal map. You can see her holding it up there. And she left her corporate work, retrained as a therapist, and created an amazing diet program called Slim Pod, which has become worldwide now with thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And not only does she continue to use goal mapping, but she recommends to all of her clients that they create a goal map to support them in their weight loss, to become their ideal weight, body shape, dress size, etc. Now, one of the most important things to understand is that effective goal setting is a science. When something is a science, it means there is a formula. It means there is a right way of setting goals, and also there is a wrong way of setting goals. And if you're not setting your goals in the right way, For every principle you miss, your chances of achievement go lower. And so in goal mapping, we're teaching this simple science. Many people take a very traditional approach with goal setting, and they simply write down what they want to achieve. And sometimes they follow a formula like SMART goals, specific, measurable, but it's incomplete. And even if you follow the advice of writing out your goal line after line after line, 100 times every day, I've often read in different books, it simply doesn't work for some people. Because when you're writing your goals down, you're only stimulating one half of your brain, the logical mind that thinks in words, or so-called left brain. A lot of people try using dream boards and vision boards, and they can often be good. However, they are also incomplete. I have so many people coming to me with their dream board or vision board. They've cut out some pictures from a magazine, they've stuck them on to form a collage, but they've got no words. And if you haven't got the words, you're missing detail. And a dream board or a vision board often doesn't have a target date or a plan. It's missing a lot of elements. And the pictures are only stimulating right brain or creative mind. And again, there are many people that try creating a dream board or a vision board, but it doesn't help them to achieve what they want. The reason why goal mapping works, and works so well that it's reached 6 million people through recommendation, is because it's whole brain. It uses a very unique, in fact, a very ancient, as I will show you soon, combination of words and pictures to stimulate whole brain thinking, both creative mind and logical mind. And this is the key with effective goal setting. Words and pictures. The words always written in the form of affirmation, the pictures stimulating visualization. When I started teaching goal mapping in 1995, I looked around the world, I couldn't see anything else like it. I spoke to all the experts, all the trainers. They all told me, Brian, you've got something unique. Nobody else is doing this. But then 5 years later, after I started teaching it, 5 years after I started teaching goal mapping, I was invited to a Hindu ceremony at a temple in London. And I sat down in the temple and I watched the Brahmin priest chanting a mantra with words while drawing a yantra, a power pattern picture. Mantra is words, it's a chant. Yantra is a drawing, words and pictures. Left brain, right brain. The goal is a little different from what many people said as a goal. I am peace, I am love, I am happy. It's still a goal and always voiced as an affirmation. And later in the presentation today, I'm going to share with you the 7 ancient keys of how you write powerful goal affirmation. It's not just the Hindus that have practiced this for 10,000 years. Also the Buddhists use the same combination of affirmation and picture. The picture in Buddhism is called a mandala, sometimes drawn on paper, sometimes created using colored rice, colored sand. But it's this same combination, left brain, right brain, whole brain. The words always in affirmation, the picture forming the visualization. It's a very ancient science, a syntax or sequence for success. Turn your goals and intentions, the things you desire, into affirmation. This is why I want to share with you the 7 keys for writing affirmation later today. Then once you've written your goals and intentions as an affirmation, then create the imagery so that you turn the affirmations into visualizations. You can use just simple symbols and drawings. It doesn't need to be elaborate pictures. Then together, your affirmation and visualization help you turn your visualizations into conscious manifestations, that you are consciously creating the things that you desire in your life. And if you're thinking this is just ancient science, well, consider this. You can pick up any young child's book anywhere around the world, and it will have the combination of words and pictures side by side, because it's the way the brain likes to learn and receive information. And it's not just for children. Here's a screen grab from my Google Maps. Now look, it's a combination of left brain and right brain. Maybe you use a sat-nav system or Google Maps. When I'm driving on the straight, I want to see the data. If I'm on a straight road, I'm interested, how far ahead? How many miles, kilometers? What time? What distance? I want to see left brain data. But as soon as I get to that complicated roundabout traffic system, I want to look at the pictures to see what turning I need to take. And one on their own is not enough. Google spend billions researching the best way to give people information. This has not happened by accident. Your brain likes whole brain information. And this is what goal mapping does. It creates this combination of left brain and right brain. Now look at the map, please. There are a number of important elements in the map. It's not just about setting the goal. So right in the center of the map, we've got a main goal, the main thing that you would wish to achieve as a central focus. And then on either side, we've got more goals. Now, these can be from all different areas of your life, maybe health and wealth and relationship and toy and adventure goals. You can focus them all on one area, such as a goal map for health or a goal map for wealth or a goal map for your diet or relationships. And I'll show some examples of this later. Now, at the top of the map, we've got the motivating reasons why you want to achieve your goals. The stronger the emotion, the greater will be the motivation, because we are motivated by emotion, not by logic. So strong emotional reasons written as affirmation, but then also created with pictures to form the visualization. Then when? If we don't give a target date, it's not really a goal. It's a wish, an intention that maybe we will get round to. A goal becomes a goal when we have a target date. And so in a goal map, we have a start date at the bottom of the map, and we have a target date to aim for just underneath the main goal. This creates a timeline, and on that timeline, we've got the next step. How? What are the most important things you need to do to move along the path towards the achievement of your goal? And then the final step, who? Who's going to be involved? Who's going to help? Sometimes the who will just be you. So when the who is you, you write the way of being that you need to be to help you take the action to follow through and achieve your goal. On the map here, we've got, I am committed. I complete my coaching, for instance. So being committed helps you to follow through with the action. And the more often you are looking at your map and saying the words, the more you ingrain these intentions and goals into both your conscious mind, so you're aware, and into your subconscious, which we're going to talk about more in a moment, so that your subconscious, like an autopilot, moves you towards the achievement of your goal. Now, as a coach, it's an absolute joy to have a system that helps people follow through. I think one of the comments that has stood out to me so much over the years is existing coaches that come to goal mapping and say how frustrated they are because they can't get their client to follow through and do the things they said they would do. And a goal map has this amazing effect of helping to program the person's subconscious. And we have a ritual of looking at the goal map on a daily basis for 30 days or more to ingrain the goal into the consciousness. And so as a coach or a trainer, it's an absolutely fantastic tool that you can use to help your clients have those breakthroughs, stay committed and follow through. And many clients start with creating just one goal map for their life generally, but enjoy the process so much and achieve so much that they're coming back and wanting coaching to do more maps on different important areas of their life. A goal map is 7 simple steps, starting with the right brain and having a little dream about what you want to achieve. And then working with your left brain logic to work out, well, what's the priority goal? Which one goal, once achieved, will most help me to achieve some of the others? And then to start creating the imagery, either to draw it on paper or to use the digital platform, and you can upload personal pictures. Then why, when, how, and who. 7 simple steps that represent the critical aspects of conscious achievement. If you are starting out to achieve something you've never done before, you need to go through a series of questions of asking, well, what do I want? What's the priority? What does it look like? So I've got a clear picture of it. Why is it important to me? When's the date I'm going to aim for? How am I going to do it? What's my plan? Who's going to help me? Who's going to be involved? Goal mapping guides people. You as a coach using goal mapping guide your clients through these 7 steps. And as they answer these questions, they build out their goal map. And this is another Italian goal map here from Bruno Felici, one of the happiest people I know, who is the MD of one of the top ski resorts in Italy, but he's also an amazing supporter within the young Olympians. And myself and Vicky were honored to be working with him just a little while ago. He's been a goal mapping coach and trainer now for 10 years. And he's shared it with so many different types of people within his community, including the mayor and business owners, sports people. And of course, he uses it as part of his corporate work as being MD of the ski resort. So I mentioned a little while ago that goal mapping is both a technique, and many coaches and therapists will just use the technique, but many trainers like to run the mindset workshop. And there are some fantastic sections of content in the mindset workshop. I want to share with you one of the most important, because it not only helps people generally in their life, and we get so much good feedback on it, but it explains a lot about why goal mapping works. And it's the power of positive thinking. And it was learning this simple science of how you activate your whole brain that was the big life-changing thing for me. This is what helped me overcome my learning challenges and helped me to get out of debt, pay back that £1 million that I owed so my parents could keep their home. And it started with this one quote from Henry Ford: whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. When I sat in my very first personal development workshop, that was the first thing that came up on the screen. Now, here's the thing I want to explain. I'd heard that saying before: if you think you can, you can. I expect most of the people here today have heard it before. But I never understood there was a science that supports the saying. I thought it was just Henry Ford's opinion. Learning the science was the turning point for me. We are all of us born with a great many brain cells. It's estimated you have 100 billion brain cells. Now, each one of your brain cells or neurons, represented here by the black dot, grows these arms and branches. They're called dendrites. When you have a thought, the thought starts in the middle of the brain cell as an electrical impulse, like a little spark. And that impulse travels out along the arms and branches. It wants to connect with another arm and branch so you can build a pattern or train of thought. But there's a little gap that separates all of the brain cell arms. It's called the synaptic gap. Now, there's a lot of detail we could go into with the science, but I want to stay focused on the main point. And the main point is this: if you choose a positive thought, and I'm slowing down and emphasizing my words because they're important here. If you choose. You see, even in a day when something goes wrong, and you may have an instantaneous reaction to something going wrong, whether you stamp your foot or lose your temper, it's just an instant reaction, but within a moment or two, it's a choice. You can use your free will to choose to focus on the positive and what can be okay or right about the situation, or you can stay stuck in what you think is wrong. If you would choose a positive thought about yourself as a person, I like myself, or about your life, it's going to be okay, or about a specific situation you're facing. If you choose a positive thought, that starts the impulse in the middle of the brain cell. The impulse travels out along the arms and branches. It stimulates a neuroreceptor to release a chemical into your brain and body called serotonin. Serotonin is the happy chemical. It's the chemical that creates the feeling of happiness and well-being. It's the same chemical that's released into your brain and body if you take an antidepressant drug like Prozac. Now, you can go on the internet, you will find thousands of medical reports explaining this. They're sometimes hard to read, but you can also know it just in your own experience. If you focus your mind, even right now, if you take a moment and focus your mind onto something very, very happy that has happened with you. Maybe it happened years ago, maybe recently, maybe it's something coming that you're looking forward to. As you focus your mind onto the positive, you release serotonin, you start to feel happy right now in the moment. That doesn't happen by accident. Every emotion we have is created by neurotransmitter chemicals that are released from glands in our brain and our body and give us the different feelings. Even emotions like love is created by a chemical called oxytocin. Now, what triggers the release of the chemicals is our thoughts and our beliefs. Many people never work this out. You can hear it expressed in the language and say, oh, he makes me crazy, or she makes me happy, or this makes me mad. Well, not really. It's not the outside things or people that make us anything. It is our thoughts about the people and the things. That's why two people can experience exactly the same thing but feel differently about it, because they think differently about it. And your thought triggers the chemical that creates your feelings. Goal mapping helps you to hold on to a positive thought. Serotonin not only gives you the emotion of happiness, it is also a neuroconductor. It bridges the synaptic gap. It joins the brain cells together. It establishes the neuro pathway, which allows your thought impulse to continue on its journey. And as you join the brain cells together, it creates those light bulb moments where you suddenly find an answer to your problem. When you have one of those light bulb moments, you go, I've got it. I can do this. That is two or more brain cells joining inside of your head. As the brain cells join, you have the idea, you release the serotonin, you feel motivated. When you have those light bulb moments, you go, yeah, I can do it. And you feel like you can do it. You have that level of inspiration. But it doesn't last very long for most people. And as the brain cells join and you have the idea, quite quickly afterwards, the brain cells break back apart again. Now, I've been very fortunate over the years to become friends with various neuroscientists and professors who help me to understand this process and why goal mapping works. One of the key findings that's been shared with me that comes from a neuroplasticity, the area of newest research into the brain, is this: brain cells that repeatedly fire together, repeatedly being the key word here, brain cells that repeatedly fire together, well, gradually they wire together. You see, if you repeat the same thoughts over, gradually the brain cell connection becomes established. And so when you set a goal, the absolute key thing after setting the goal is to review the goal. By reminding yourself of your goals, gradually you establish the connection in the neuro pathway. And as you make the neuro pathway stronger, you gradually evolve from a thought to an opinion. The goal setting starts as a thought. Gradually, you think, yeah, I can do it. Make it stronger, it becomes a belief. I know I can do it. Now, again, this is a really key point. People are looking to build more belief, or sometimes to reduce old negative beliefs that are holding them back. Just consider this for a moment. Any belief you have about yourself and life and people, it is just a set of established brain cell connections. And what the science shows is you can make new connections and grow your belief at any time, at any age. And by learning some coaching questioning techniques, you can break apart old brain cell connections and old beliefs that may be limiting you in some way. The stronger you make the connection, the more you grow a sense of knowing that you can achieve your goal, and you're living with regular inspiration and motivation to move towards it. The more connections we make, the more we stimulate whole brain activation. We need both. Success is a whole brain game. We need our right brain so we have a good vision of the future, lots of creativity and ideas. We need our left brain so we can form a strategy, make a plan, be effective in our action. If you're only good with the right brain, you'll have a million ideas, but you'll never complete any of them. The more right brain you become, the more scatter you become. It needs to be balanced with the left brain of strategy and plan and action. Some people become left brain dominant. They're good at doing, but they don't know where they want to go in their life. They're not leaders. They wait for other people to tell them what is best for them to do. It's the combination of the two, left brain and right brain, that make us most effective. And you can look at all the great thinkers over the centuries and they will have this brain balance. And it's a principle that holds true for all of us. The more brain balance we achieve, the more effective we are. Goal mapping really helps stimulate both sides of the brain and to create brain balance. As Henry Ford said, if you think you can, well, you probably will. But if you think you can't, well, you probably won't. Because when you think negatively, you create all of the opposite. When you think negatively about yourself, your life, your situation, you release a different chemical called cortisol. It gives you the feeling of fear and anxiety. It's also a neuroinhibitor. It shuts the brain down. The more negative you become, the more you get brain fog and you can't think clearly. So one of the first things with goal setting is to make sure you're in the right state of mind. If you're a coach or a trainer, helping your clients to understand this, and it's part of the certification training, helps them to put themselves in a better frame of mind so they're using their whole brain when they come to setting their goals. Now, in addition to activating left brain, right brain, goal mapping also influences different levels of consciousness, in particular, subconscious and conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is enormously powerful, many thousands of times more powerful than your conscious mind. But there are some important things it cannot do. One of those things is it can't make choices for you. In my children's work, I wrote a book called Sam the Magic Genie, and the analogy is your subconscious is like a magical genie. Because just like your subconscious, genies are very powerful. They can do amazing things and they can help your wishes come true. But here's the important thing. The genie cannot wish for you. You, with your conscious mind, are master of the magic lamp. And you must command your subconscious genie by learning to set goals in a way that the genie can understand. Every thought you think forms a picture deep in your mind. In psychology, this is known as a self-image. It's an inner selfie. All the thoughts, all the experiences that you have through your life are like pictures that add to an inner movie of you being the way that you are. And your subconscious reads that inner picture and uses it as a blueprint for all of your decisions and behaviors. That's why we don't have to rethink everything every day. When you woke up this morning, you didn't need to invest a lot of time thinking, who am I? How do I do stuff? Your subconscious controls all of your habit patterns. It organizes all of your beliefs, and it looks to make your outside behavior follow the inner picture. So you influence your life. Whatever picture you have on the inside, the subconscious wants to create on the outside. If you've got an inner picture of success, of you hitting the target in any area of your life, your subconscious will work with you to help you to achieve that success. But the problems come when you start to think negatively. Because if you start to think too often about failure and making mistakes, missing the target, your subconscious doesn't understand, it gets confused, and it creates self-sabotage. In psychology, this is called negative feedback, where you're thinking about what you don't want, but your subconscious can't process it and gives you more of what you don't want. This is why all top athletes around the world, all top athletes, even champion Olympians, will have a mindset coach as well as a physical training coach. They have a physical training coach to build muscle and perfect their routine. They have a mindset coach to help them stay focused on the positive. Because even with the world's top athletes, if they start to focus on the negative, their subconscious gets confused and their performance spirals down. For this reason, a lot of therapists have adopted goal mapping. We have a lot of dietitians using goal mapping. Because if you have an inner picture of you being overweight with negative eating behaviors, when you try and diet, you fight against your own inner selfie picture. You fight against your own subconscious. And even if you force a change and you lose some kilos, if the inner picture is still of you being overweight, you will put it all back on again and yo-yo in your diet. Because whatever picture is on the inside, you're going to influence the outside. This is the same for all habit patterns. We have a lot of addiction therapists now using goal mapping, whether the addiction is tobacco or alcohol or more serious addictions. It's the same principle. If you want to make a change in your outside behavior and world, it starts with creating a change in your inner selfie, your inner picture, so that you are supporting yourself to make your life the way you would wish it to be. So here's my children's book, Sam the Magic Genie. And I call it my children's book. It's actually published by Penguin Books as a book for all ages. We have companion books for students and parents to use it in home education. It's our main resource within the schoolwork we do. Now, the central analogy is that your subconscious is the genie. And in the book, it's a little story about a boy who goes on a magic carpet ride inside of his head with his genie to understand how his thoughts shape his life. And the key principle is your subconscious always wants to know what's your goal, but it can't make choices for you. It can't make a value judgment about what is good for you and what is bad for you. It follows your dominant thought. If you are thinking too often about things going wrong, you invariably wander into some form of self-sabotage. And so the key message in the book is to think about what you want, not what you fear. Now, we use this concept in all of the adult work, not just with the children's work. A few years ago in one of my workshops was a man who was a motorcycle riding instructor. And he was explaining that the big danger for people on bicycles and motorcycles are all of the many holes that we have in the roads. And if you hit one of these big potholes on a motorbike or a pedal bike, it can be death. And there are quite some people who have died over the years now because of hitting these big potholes, and they've been killed in a traffic accident. The situation has become so serious that they have changed the training that they now give to people on motorbikes and bicycles. And what they teach them now is this: be aware of the hole, but whatever you do, don't stare at the hole. Stay focused on where you want to go. Now, all of us are on a path through our life, and there will be holes. Every so often, there's going to be difficult periods and patches, and we need to be aware of the potential danger, but not stare, because if you stare at the hole, you go to the hole. My daughter's a ski instructor. As part of her training, they teach people, if you stare at the tree, you will ski to the tree. Stay focused on where you want to go. Be aware of the negative, stay focused on the positive. How do you achieve that in a simple way? Do it every day. Do it in a way that doesn't take up too much of your time. Well, create a goal map. And not only create the map, look at it once a day. My goal maps are here in my folder next to my notepad. I have a number of goal maps for different areas in my life, and I will look at them first thing in the morning. Not always all of them. I have my map of the month at the front of the folder, which is my relationships map at the moment. And as I look at the pictures, I say the words. It doesn't even take me 5 minutes. I do it first thing in the morning. I'll share with you the goal mapping ritual before we finish today, because it's by looking at the pictures and saying the words just for a few moments each day that you strengthen those brain cell connections, the neuro pathway, and you re-impress the goal onto your subconscious. And of course, it helps you to be consciously clear about what it is you want to achieve. Now, you can create your goal map on paper, as so many of mine have been, and you can download the paper templates and instruction absolutely free. You can print out as many as you want. You can use it for as long as you want. And we have templates translated into lots of different languages. So if there's a particular language you would like the templates, you can message Vicky here and we'll do our best to get them to you. I like to use the digital platform for creating my maps because one of the scientists explained to me that when you use a personal picture, it always has more power, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, you instantly recognize the image of you. or if you look at a picture of your family, your loved ones, you instantly recognize them. And the reason you instantly recognize is because you already have a set of brain cell connections that are established that know that image. And so when you use a familiar image in your goal map, it increases the power of the map. Here in this map, I've got some pictures I've uploaded, but I've also got some of my own drawings, because some of these drawings I did 25, 30 years ago, some of them. And I've scanned them and I've uploaded them into the online system because they are so familiar to me. It's like using a picture. I recognize it instantly when I use it in my maps. So let's look at creating the goal map. We're not going to go through the whole process today because it really takes an hour to create your goal map. But I do want to explain the process and show you where you can go in our dedicated success center so that you can create your map, and you can do it for absolutely free. We have success centers that are focused on the important areas of life, and we have a dedicated success center that is focused on training and coaching. Before we go into creating the map, I want to explain these 7 ancient keys of how you write powerful affirmation. And again, regardless of whether you choose to take up the opportunity and become certified in goal mapping, this is something you can take away today and you can start to use if you wish to. I don't try to hold back any of the knowledge I've learned over the years. It's become my life purpose to try and make a difference with this material and support the community that me and Vicky are leaders within, with all the different coaches and trainers. This is one of mine and Vicky's goal maps. This is our relationship goal map. Here are our goals, and you might notice we're using we because we created this map together. And one of the important keys with affirmation is you make it personal. So if it's a goal that's just you setting the goal, you would use I. But if you're doing the goal together with someone else, or you're guiding a team of people through creating a goal map, then you use we as the language. You'll notice that the affirmations are not too long. Right? There is the right amount of words to aim for. And we have a special coaching process that we teach all of our coaches, that when they're working with their client, how they use the 7 keys through a simple questioning technique to help their clients find the right amount of words and the right words. Because different words mean different things to different people. It's not just about which language you speak, but the words that you use in your personal vocabulary. Many people send their goal maps to me and Vicky and ask for feedback. This is a real map that someone sent us about a year ago now and said, would you give me some feedback on my goals? Well, the first thing is they don't have a single picture. They've only written words. And there is not one true affirmation here. Not one. Sometimes they're using too few words, like friends. It's just a single word. Sometimes they're close to an affirmation, like the center statement, I don't want to be alone, but it's negatively focused. This is a relationship map that someone did and sent in to us. I'm going to show you the 7 keys for writing powerful affirmation, and then I'll show how these statements are transformed by just knowing these 7 keys. So here's the first one. I mentioned it just now. Personal. I language. When you say I, it is you being the creator of your reality. I am that I am. You being the creator. And if you have a belief in God, co-creator within the creation. But it's you commanding your reality. Or if it's a joint goal map, we. Personal, positive. You see, the subconscious doesn't understand abstract. It doesn't understand the concept or the word don't. If you observe very young children, toddlers, and you tell them don't touch, what do? Touch. And I've observed this in different languages all around the world. The reason why it happens is in very young children, their subconscious mind is at the surface, and the subconscious doesn't understand don't. And so when you say don't touch, all the subconscious understands is touch. As a grown-up big person, your conscious mind is developed. And if someone says don't touch, well, you can work out that means keep my hands away. But please understand, your subconscious continues to use the same language pattern. And your subconscious is the autopilot. And you want your subconscious on board working with you. And so when you visualize or when you state your goal, always in the positive, you don't visualize not making a mistake. You visualize getting the routine the way you want it. Your words should be exactly the same. Personal, positive, present tense. It's another thing that many people go wrong on. And it's a key point that we train our own coaches on. You always write the goal as if it's already achieved. And the reason for this is your subconscious mind doesn't understand time. Your conscious mind understands there's past, there's present, there's future, but your subconscious only understands now. And so if you write, I want to, all you will actually achieve is wanting. If you write, I'm going to, it will always be in the future. You write it like it's now. I have, I earn, I own, I am. Because that pushes your subconscious into action to make it true. Purposeful. The more meaning your statement has, the more power it will have. Passionate. Use emotive words. I'll give you an example. My health goal map is, well, it started out as I weigh 88 kg. I went up to 95 kg during the COVID lockdown. I ate a lot and I put on extra kilos. And after COVID, I wanted to let go of that extra weight. And I did a goal map and I wrote, I weigh 88 kg. Now it's personal, it's positive, it's present tense, but it's not very passionate. And I simply made a small change to the statement. I feel fantastic and free weighing 88 kg. Today I was on the scales, I'm 87.5. So I'm just a little bit under actually my goal. Now, another of the keys, pronounced. And some people find this strange at first, but please use capital letters at the start of each word because it makes the word stand out to your subconscious. I'm fascinated in ancient wisdom. Myself and Vicky are often visiting temples and old places, and they have sometimes a wisdom carved into the stone. It's never carved in lowercase. It's carved in big letters. A goal map is a title for your life. If you're writing the title of your life, you don't write it in small letters, you write it in big letters. Sometimes people will write an important word in all big letters, but I really recommend that you have at least the first letter as a capital. You try it for yourself. You notice how much more the words stand out when you're using capital letters at the start of the word. And now the final one, proportionate. Not too many words, not too few. Some people write too few words. Get fit, friends. That's not going to command your subconscious. Some people write too many words. I am fit and healthy and that makes me happy and I live a better life. They write a whole paragraph and the subconscious actually misses the goal because there are too many words, too much and. You want short, succinct, powerful statements. Now, look how this example that someone sent in to us is transformed by applying these simple 7 keys. This is what people learn in our coach training, how to help their clients turn their desires into powerful affirmations. Instead of "I don't want to be alone anymore," you simply put it into the positive. "I find my perfect partner." That's what the person really wanted. Instead of just saying "friends," "I make new friends and I treasure old." Enjoy life becomes "I love living a freedom lifestyle." My children are happy. Well, the truth is we can't make anyone else happy, but we can create the conditions to support happiness. So I support my children to be happy. And we can't make people like us. But if we look for the best in others, they invariably see the best in us. So I wholeheartedly recommend to you that you go and try this for yourself. Regardless of whether you choose to take the certification, go create your own goal map. Experience the simplicity and the power of it. And we're going to share with you the link that would take you to the Coach Success Center. Here it is. In fact, I can go to it live in real time here and just show you. And so when you go to the Success Center, you can scroll down. There's a welcome video from me, and then you'll find really simple, easy instruction to follow. It's a short 10-minute video. Then I've got a visualization that will guide you through seeing your best day as a coach or a trainer and teaching goal mapping. We've got a quick link into creating your map. Scroll down more. We've got testimonials. We've got videos about how to use goal mapping. There's all manner of different endorsements. We've got the paper templates as well that you can download. And we have some fantastic tools like the Life Balance Check to show you which areas of your life would most benefit from creating a goal map. Many of you have already requested the journal, but if you don't already have it, once you go to the Success Center, you can find it right here. Likewise, you can check out other coaches. You can even create a to-do list so that you can go into more detail with your goal map about any of the important tasks that you may need to take. Watch the visualization, follow the journal, go create your map. And if you want to drill down into detail, you can simply choose the map that you want to expand, and then you can create a to-do list that expands out the how part of your map so that you're able to make a plan and see all of the different tasks that you need to go through in order to achieve the goal. Now, once you have your map, the important thing is to follow through and to look at it regularly so that you establish those brain cell connections and build them from thought to opinion to belief, as I showed earlier. So the goal mapping ritual is very simple. And again, this is something that if you're certified in goal mapping, you learn to teach to your clients because it's a really powerful in them following through. Live your goal map every day in some way. I've been teaching it 31 years and I still create my own maps and I still look at them in the morning. If you create your map online, print it out. Psychologically, you're bringing it from the virtual to the physical. And once you have your map printed out, like mine here, it's digital goal map, but I've printed it out. I've got it in my folder. I've got my work goal map for coaching here. It's next door to my to-do list. It means that I don't need to go online to see them because early in the morning, I don't want to turn on my computer. I just want to turn to the side. I've got my goal map on my bedroom wall. And once you have it printed out, you can sign it. This is an important step because your signature psychologically is like a promise. When you sign your map, you're telling yourself, I mean it. I'm going to follow through with it. Then see it and say it once each day. Early in the morning is the best time because your brain is in alpha rhythm. We have different brain states through the day: theta, delta, beta, and alpha. Alpha rhythm happens when you first wake up. It can last for an hour. It also happens as you're drifting off to sleep. When you are in alpha rhythm, for the first hour after you wake, the connection to your subconscious is the strongest, up to 100 times stronger than it is at midday. So anything that you think about or say early in the morning has a deep impact on your subconscious. That's why I look at my maps early in the morning. I'm reinforcing the brain cell connection. I'm overriding any self-doubt that may have crept into my mind the day before. And I'm reinforcing to my subconscious, here's where we choose to go. Share it. Share it with the appropriate people, depending on your map. So share it with friends, family, or if it's a business map, maybe share it with your team. If you share your goal map with me and Vicky, we will give you feedback. We'll give you feedback on anything that we see that we think will help you make your map stronger. And one more really important point, when you see an improvement you can make in your map, update it. And this is another reason why I love the digital goal mapping so much, because at the click of a button, you can update the map. If you are drawing your map on paper and you want to make a change, well, you've probably got to redraw the entire map. But with digital goal mapping, you can change the words, you can change the pictures. It takes only a moment, but every time you make a change, you strengthen that brain cell connection. So let me explain then the certification pathways that we have. There are 3 levels of certification. Coach, which is just about learning the goal mapping technique, and a short customer presentation that explains that simple science of positive thinking. Many people start at the coach level, and many decide they also want to run workshops, and so they move on to the next level and they take the facilitator level so that they can do coaching with the technique, but also run a half-day workshop, either online or physically in person on paper. And it's a great combination. In a workshop, you're dealing with a group. Many people in that group will want one-to-one attention, and so you're able to follow through with them doing one-to-one coaching. And again, with the coaching, you can do it online or in person. At the top level, we have the goal mapping practitioner. This is about learning the deeper content so that you run a whole day workshop, or you can turn that whole day workshop into a 2-day retreat, or you can take the deeper principles and run those as a series of master classes. It's an international license for all 3 levels. That means you can use it anywhere in the world, and you can use it in business, you can use it in school or a private education, you can run public workshops, and everything you need to run your workshops is included. There's a full resource center, manuals, PowerPoints, videos. We have a dedicated training center where we've got a resource center, and in the resource center are all of the coach guides, customer presentations. The coaching guides give you the detailed instruction for you to guide people through the visualization, help them with the 7 steps of goal mapping, and the follow-through process of the visualization. There are guides for all the important areas of life, plus the 50-day challenge guide to help you have a fast start, workbooks, manuals, coaching aids and tools. We also include PowerPoint presentations, general public presentation, education presentation, corporate presentation. So you can work in the area of your choice. And many of these presentations we have translated into different languages. Everything you need to work online or in person on paper is included. So you have downloads and workbooks that you can use and just print out yourself, or if you wish, our printed workbooks, we can supply them at a non-profit price. We don't look to make profit from the support materials, and we'll just supply it if you want it. And of course, you've got premium level of the online digital platform for life. And in the platform, you've got your own coaching center. Now, this is a really, really effective. In the coaching center, you can create one-to-one private coaching pages, as many as you want. You can have 100 or more if you want. We don't limit how many people you can coach. There's no extra pricing. There's nothing additional to pay afterwards. This is a screen grab from my coaching center. And someone I'm coaching at the moment here is Monica from Sweden. And in the coaching center, Monica can share her goal map. She's recently shared this one about becoming a green belt in judo. I'm quite inspired by her map, actually. She's very, very committed. And I can look at her map, I can open it up, and I can write her feedback, as I've done here in the private chat. This feedback is in the platform. It's all together in one place. But when I write the feedback, it also sends an email in case the person hasn't logged in and they've missed the feedback. So it will send them the feedback as an email, as well as it being here in the page. Monica can also question and ask me things, and I can coach people in a really quick, simple way. And every time one of my clients makes a change in their map, I can then open it up, I can see the changes in real time, and I can write them the next thing that I would suggest that they do. Now, the coach training and the workshop training are a personal development program for you, as well as being a business opportunity. Because as part of your coach training, you're going to be coached yourself into creating goal maps for all the important areas of your life. Starting with a goal map for living your best life, and then a goal map for happiness, a goal map to raise your feelings of self-worth and self-esteem, a goal map for well-being, financial freedom, harmonious relationships, and finding and following purpose. In fact, our next free public masterclass coming soon on the 7th of July is the Purposeful Living Masterclass. And so if you want to attend that, you can have a real experience of us going through the visualization. In addition, you're going to create a goal map focused on building your coaching and training business. And the goal map that you create for your coaching and training business becomes like a living document. My recommendation is that you update it once a month with all the new insights and ideas. This forms the brain cell connections that create a neuro net, a set of connections that help you have more clarity about yourself and your life and what's important, as well as sending the command to your subconscious. Now, it's a simple 7-step self-paced learning program. We have some coaches that join and they're in a hurry and they complete their training of creating their maps in just a few weeks. We have other coaches that, because of various commitments in their life, want to do it over a much longer period. We will work with you to help you learn goal mapping in the time frame that is best for you. We run a combination of group coaching, which you can join, or you can simply watch the recordings of the group coaching, follow the recordings to create your maps. Send your maps to us, we will check them, give you feedback, and of course, in addition to the group coaching and recordings, one-to-one sessions. one-to-one sessions with me, with Vicky, and a coach of your choice. Because maybe there's a particular coach who's having success in an area of life where you want to work, or maybe you want to work with a coach that's speaking your own language. We have coaches covering 30 different countries and all areas of work and success and achievement. We will help find the coach that is right for you. And you don't have to stick to one coach. Within your one-to-one sessions, you can have the experience of working with more than one coach and question them about how they are working with goal mapping, how they've built their business. Because our training isn't just about learning to coach. Our training is about learning how you attract clients, how you become successful within your work. That's why we have a dedicated marketing and affiliate center. Everyone that joins the coach training receives a virtual office, and in the virtual office, you are able to use your affiliate center. You have your own unique affiliate link. You can share it with as many people as you want. And if people are upgrading to the premium level of goal mapping, or if they are choosing to buy a workshop, or if they're choosing to become a coach themselves, you receive a commission. We're able to track everything back to you. As a coach, you receive 20% commission. As a facilitator, 30%, and as a practitioner, 40%. And me and Vicky have just paid out thousands of pounds in commissions to some of our coaches around the world, and it was a joy to do it. I so much more enjoy giving money back to the community than to someone like Facebook marketing, Google ads. I'd like to give the money back. I tell you what, the quality of the people that come through recommendation is so much better than the quality of the people that you may attract through marketing, because it comes through personal recommendation. Makes a big difference. So in addition to the affiliate commissions, you also have marketing materials to support you. You've got materials that you can post on social media. You've also can see who's registered through your affiliate link. You've got your own little database where you can go and see the people that join through you. And each coach has their own coach profile. So we have a list of profiles. You can open up any one, like Vidmonti here, originally from Lithuania, now living in Norway. And she's got this lovely coach profile that is open to the internet. So once you create your coach profile, it's like your own web marketing page. You don't need to be a member of Goal Mapping to see it. People can access it through Goal Mapping, but you can send out your link to your coach profile through social media posts if you wish to, or text message or email. When someone comes to your profile, they can book you as their coach. Here's Christine Clacy's profile. She's been a coach with us now for, I'd say, about 2-3 years. Done phenomenally well with goal mapping. Started off at the coach level, quickly upgraded to the practitioner level because she knew she wanted to run workshops as well as one-to-one coaching. We supply all manner of graphics that you can use, plus text that you can use for posting. You can take a graphic, take the text, put out a post. We've also got logos, so you can have them on your marketing material. You can use them in your web pages. We've got flyers where you can enter your own contact details. And we've got feedback, both corporate, education, and public feedback on goal mapping. These are testimonials about goal mapping that you can use as a goal mapping coach or trainer to help you show the power of goal mapping. We even have case studies from big organizations like Microsoft and British Telecom. Again, these are available to you to use in your own coaching to show the credibility of goal mapping so that the pressure's not all on you. And you can say, I am a certified trainer of this technique. And if you're not completely happy, it's a full money back guarantee. We never quibble. We've only ever had two people ask for their money back, and that's because their life situation changed unexpectedly and they couldn't continue, and we gave them a complete refund. But only two people out of over 1,600 and more than 20 years of certification. And you can contact any of our coaches and ask them what they think of goal mapping, and they will answer honestly from the heart. Lifetime membership. Lifetime membership of our community of coaches. We call them life lifters because that's what they're doing. They're helping to lift lives and make a difference. What unites them is they're heart-centered people. They believe in sharing what they've learned with others and helping the rest of the community to make a difference around the world. It would be wonderful to welcome you into the community. Nothing to pay afterwards. No renewal fees, no extra costs. We don't ask for a percentage. It is a fee for the coach training, and that is it. Nothing else. And you have it for life. You have all the training videos for life. You have use of the platform for life. You have the coaching center and marketing center for life. Everything is lifelong. And we are constantly adding new materials, new support materials, marketing materials. We're creating AI support at the moment. Every time we create something new, we make it available to our existing community. Louise here, originally from England, moved abroad. One of her passions was teaching goal mapping to her daughter, as well as using it with her team. And when she moved away, she was already using the online platform as well as in-person training and coaching. And she said, when I moved abroad, goal mapping online gave me the ability to keep coaching my team in the UK, even though she'd moved to Lanzarote. When you take the coach training, all of our children's material is included. And we have a dedicated video for how you coach children, the life coaching system for youth coaching. Everything's included, not just the adult material, but material to help you work with students. This is me coaching my own daughter when she was 10. She's now 18. The audio of Saying the Magic Genie is also included. Felix here, as I mentioned earlier, helping thousands of people, not just in Nigeria, but in other countries as well. Now, comparable programs, and I look at them often, they're 3,000 to 5,000, some of them actually more. Goal mapping is nowhere near these prices. And many people say, why are your prices low? Well, it's because we're trying to make a difference in the world. And we're looking to help people get involved. We want more good people to spread the word, to help lift lives. And so the goal mapping coach certification is just £1,495. That's about €1,750. We offer a payment plan at no extra cost. You can have a 3-month payment plan, a 4-month, a 6-month, a 12-month. We will make the payment plan in the way that supports you. So it can be as little as £125. There's no VAT if you're in another country. If you're in England, the VAT is payable, but maybe you're VAT registered and can claim it back. Everything you need to work is made available from the first month. We don't hold anything back waiting for you to finish the payment plan. You can be coaching and earning even after your first month, so that you're earning an income to help you with any of the payments if you're taking the payment plan option. And it's the coach training for adults as well as the youth coaching. This QR code will take you to our information page. And I think Vicky will also upload, she's already done it, the link to the page. We will send out an email afterwards, which will also have the link and information in it. If you're taking the coach training, either complete payment or part payment in the next 48 hours, then today we're going to include a special bonus, and that's a 90-minute strategy session with me to sit down and talk through the best way for you to use goal mapping with the audience that is your niche or passion. And if you're already a coach, how you integrate goal mapping into your existing work. Because many coaches and trainers and therapists want to combine goal mapping with other things they teach. Also, part of the bonus today, anybody that's signing up within 48 hours will send in the book bundle. So the goal mapping book, life mapping book, self mapping book, there are 4 mapping systems in total. You receive all of the books. We will post them out to you if you're making a decision within 48 hours. So coach is the first level, and then the next level is the half-day workshop. In the half-day workshop, you are getting the coach program, but you are also getting the training to make a workshop presentation and learn the mindset content. Again, it's self-paced learning. We have videos and one-to-one where you can watch the video, start your work, book a one-to-one with me, Vicky, one of our coach trainers, and we will help guide you through. In the training program, what you learn is the mindset workshop. Now, this includes a section called Winds of Change, but also the power of positive thinking that I showed you earlier. In fact, a little longer section than I showed you earlier, plus a really important section called the DAC factor, which is incredibly popular. The half-day workshop also has a workbook that supports it, that you get as PDF. You can print it out, or we will ship printed copies. Again, all of the training is in a dedicated training area where you can watch the video, work through the process. And in addition to learning the workshop, we will guide you to create your own branded version of the workshop and create it online if you want to. This is what Christine has done. She says, when I signed up for the Certified Coach program at first and then become certified as a coach, but I knew I really wanted to deliver workshops like the one I did yesterday. And so I signed up for the practitioner, which has taken her skills to a whole new level. Here, Mary Louise from Sweden saying, being a coach has been life-changing, as she's such a great asset to the community. So positive. The support from the community is wow, and the possibility to help others gives me a warm feeling in my heart and a fantastic life for my clients and also for her. Graham Coziers from the UK, he uses goal mapping within his network marketing, says it's helped him massively with his network marketing business, giving me an incredibly effective system and a fantastic community to be part of. And many of our facilitators are creating their own online workshops, like this one here from Katrina and Jill, which they can do using the online platform, or this one that I've created for one of my clients, Young Living. There's no extra costs. There's no extra money involved for you to create your own online workshop. And each online workshop has its own registration page. And this is a really important point, because it means that you can give the link to the registration page, and when somebody signs up for your workshop, they go immediately into the workshop. They don't have to find it by going into Goal Mapping World. They go straight there. In your workshop, you've got your own admin system, and you can even create your own landing pages and autoresponders, like I've done here for the Certified Success Center. Again, these landing pages, we make it simple. You can create them in the platform. So you've got everything you need to put on a workshop online, create the marketing for it, send out messages to people. Now, the certification facilitator level includes the coach level. So if you're signing up for facilitator, you get everything else I've already mentioned that's in the coach level. And the value and price is roughly double. So 2,995 for the facilitator level. But remember, this also includes the coach level. And again, we offer a payment plan up to 12 months at just £250 per month. You can learn both the coach and the facilitator level. And of course, we're giving those same bonuses of a strategy session with me, onboarding session with Vicky, and the book bundle. You can start anytime you wish to with the self-paced videos and the one-to-one sessions. And once or twice a year, we also run a set of live group coaching so that people can meet each other. And our next one starts on the 22nd of July. So around about 3 weeks from now, and we start a new set of 7 online workshops in the evening, each of them recorded. Join the ones that work for you, watch the recordings of the ones that don't. Start whenever you want, because if you wanted to start tomorrow, then we would get you onboarded. You can start watching the videos, but more importantly, you'd start immediately with your coach training and then build on it with the workshop level. The highest level is the practitioner level. And at the practitioner level, you're building on the coach and facilitator level by learning the deeper content, which is communicated through 7 universal principles of success. This is the philosophy behind goal mapping. It's a deep learning. These are ancient, timeless principles. And you can combine them with the facilitator to either run a whole day of goal mapping or a 2-day retreat, or as a set of master classes where you can run a half-day workshop and then follow through afterwards with master classes, a principle each master class, could be 7 weeks, could be 7 months, so that you take people deeper and create a course. Again, we've got workbooks and marketing materials and training manuals that support your learning. Now, our next in-person practitioner training is going to be a 3-day residential in October in beautiful, magical Bologna, a city that I've come to love. And Isabella is going to be our host for that. We already have people interested and booking their places. In addition to the in-person, we also have a 7-week online training for the practitioner, which starts on the 28th of October. You get a ticket to both. So you get a ticket to come to the in-person, and you also get access to the online, and you have access to the recordings for life. You're not restricted like a lot of other coach training I see where you only get them for a few months. If you don't want to go to Bologna, and it is beautiful if you don't know Bologna, I know it's going to be a great 3 days, but if you don't have the time or don't want to go, we also have a UK training coming, which is in April 16th to the 18th. And whenever you book the practitioner level, you get a ticket to any of the physical workshops you'd like to come to, plus access to the online. So in the practitioner level, it includes everything we've covered today, all 3 levels. So it includes the coach level, the facilitator level, and what I've just been showing you with the deeper content. And again, QR code here, which will take you to the information page so that you can learn more about what's included. The reason why me and Vicky do this, it is our purpose. We believe the world needs more people who can genuinely live lives. If anything today has spoken to your heart, we would love to welcome you into the community. If you're not sure in any way, if you're wondering, well, why become certified in goal mapping? Imagine 12 months from now or less that you're helping your clients to have those breakthroughs and follow through. You're running your own workshops online or in person, creating additional streams of income, part-time or full-time, and becoming known as an expert in your community with goal achievement. And of course, joining our community that's helping to lift lives around the world. We always offer that you can have a one-to-one call with both me and Vicky, because people have questions very often. I hope I've answered most of the questions today. But if you want a one-to-one call where you can talk privately and ask about how goal mapping can work for you, then we are happy to give our time without obligation to speak with you and to see whether this can be something that can support you and the people that you want to help. Now, we're just a few minutes before finishing time. I'm going to take off my spotlight and just see if there is anyone who would like to ask any questions at all about any of the aspects that we have covered today. Anyone like to ask anything? Then let me ask for one of our existing coaches or trainers to just share a few words about what goal mapping has done for you. I can see 2, 3 of our coaches on screen here. Zofia, Marion, Isabella, would you like to unmute the microphone and just say a few words about goal mapping and your thoughts on it? Isabella, I'm going to volunteer you as you're the person hosting the practitioner in Bologna. What has been the main thing for you, Isabella, with goal mapping?
Ciao to everyone. I know Brian since many years ago, and
1996.
yeah, I didn't want to mention because we are just children now, and I'm really deeply thankful for him and Vicky today to be in such a good presentation for and to be open to share freely their knowledge and their heart. Thank you very much. Basically, I use the goal mapping since then in my activity as a life coach and business coach. And most recently, I started to do corporate coaches and corporate day with the goal mapping teaching. I think it's more than ever because, of course, the time span is so vast. But the attitude is always to help, and I think more than ever now is needed because I found and I have feedback of people who are really, really confused on what is going on in the world and more uncertainty also at student level, at educational level. So it's really I think I always suggest to join the goal mapping class mainly because it helped me in my life path as a compass to find my new direction. And of course, I started to evolve with this compass and to find a new destination. And of course, a new gathering of people. So I encourage anyone who is committed to give support and cooperate and if despite the role they are covering in the current moment in their life, just to go through the program and see how their life can be enriched by giving these tools and technology and to help people in this difficult and troubled time. Yeah, it's very fulfilling. Thank you.
No, thank you, Isabella. You're a great teacher of the system. I know that you've had a lot of success recently with your corporate workshops, and it was a real pleasure to be with you in Italy recently. We've gone just 1 minute over time, and so I'm gonna. Zofia, did you want to speak? I just
No,
saw your hand raised.
I can share as well because we know each other a very long time. And last 15 years, I was as well employed as a coach in a company. And I just wanted to say that it's fantastic tool for the even individual coaching with the outplacement, with the whatever you want to achieve, find a new job, whatever. It was really, I even was working with this tool with the unemployment agency, with
Yeah,
this official unemployment agency, to find a goal and to find what I really want to do. So I just want to share that not only in the groups, individual coaching is a absolutely great tool.
yeah. You've
Thank you
done
very much.
some fantastic work with it, Zofia, as well. It's been a real joy to have you in the community and to watch how you've used goal mapping. There's been a lot of success with using goal mapping with unemployed people to find work. So I'm glad you mentioned it because it's one of the areas of success that I didn't mention earlier. So thank you for contributing that. Okay, everyone. I wish you all well. Thank you for joining today. We will upload the recording later today. It will just take us an hour or so to render the recording and get it uploaded. We'll be sending out an email which will give you the link to the recording. It will give you the link to the Success Center where you can go access those resources I spoke about, create your own map. And remember, if you would like it, you can share your map with me and Vicky. We will be delighted to give you feedback if we see how you can make your map even more powerful. I wish you well in whatever you choose to do. Thank you for joining. Lots of love to you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye for now. Take very good
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao a tutti.
Ciao, ciao. Thank you,
Ciao.
Isabella.
Ciao
A tutti,
Ottavio,
ciao
ciao
Brian,
Angelo,
ciao
ciao.
Ciao.
Brian, ciao a tutti,
Bye.
ciao,
Ciao.
ciao, ciao,
Ciao.
ciao.
Ciao, Bruna. I
Ti
love you.
voglio
Ti voglio
bene,
bene.
ti voglio bene. Ciao.